Good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful night here in Sydney for the clash between two of the really great clubs. They come together after contrasting starts to the new season last weekend. A good crowd in over on the hillside of the ground, which is the highway side. Clubs that have completely dominated the premiership at different stages of their history, and they've left us with some unforgettable matches. None more so, I suppose, than the semi-final last year, which was made exactly that, indelible by Adam Reynolds with 3 field goals. So the Red V Army is here in its numbers, and South Sydney, after that big win over the Premiers, preparing to come on out. It should be a good one, Paul. They've played some, as I said, some big matches against one another. Two of the most successful clubs of all time. Yeah, they're great clubs, aren't they? And yeah, there's not a bad crowd building up for a Thursday night game here. Beautiful conditions, and it's just going to be a fantastic match. You know, the Dragons are going to do it hard without probably 2 or 3 of their really good players. But there's enough talent in the team, you know, to get the job done tonight. But they're up against the South Sydney side, which I think had a great win last week, and they're going to be better for the run and play even better tonight. Ironically, the Dragons go into this game way down on troops, as you know, just like that semi-final that I referred to. Don't forget that night, Widdop, Aitken, Vaughan and Nightingale were out. Tariq Sims succumbed to a knee injury at half-time, and Jack de Belin, he struggled with an ankle problem for most of the game. So, you know, people... They wrote them off against Brisbane in the first weekend. They came out and won by about 30, and then they were written off again, and they went down by a point to that freakish performance by Adam Reynolds. So, looking forward to this one, Joseph. Yeah, really looking forward to it. The ground's in great nick considering the rain we've had the last week in Sydney. Well, this is the ground where they couldn't play the trial against Manly, isn't it? Well, they moved it, didn't they, to Wollongong? Yes, I know that, yeah, but this ground was deemed unsafe for human consumption, really. South's coming out. Greg Inglis leading them out again, and needing 1 try to reach the 150, but he's been sitting stationary for quite some time. South with just the 1 change to last Friday's team, Kyle Turner. Cameron Murray, he's been the talk of the town, Paul. Yeah, Andrew spoke about him before. He's a Mascot Jets junior, which is just up the road, home of Mario Fennick, who came through that system, and Tony Rampling. He's only 21 years of age, playing his 36th first-grade game. I love how he attacks the line when he's got the football. Builds up speed, hits it with gusto, and he's really one to watch tonight. Some of the St George Illawarra juniors ushering the Dragons out. There's Laffey going down the chute, brings a smile to the young bloke's face, and there's the people that put those hours and hours into drawing up the bunting. So Tariq Sims is the only real survivor in the back row for St George Illawarra, Joey. He needs a huge game tonight, Tariq. No de Belin, no Frizzell. His brother Corbin Sims still suspended. He's back next week. He needs to have a huge game, Tariq. He'll lead from the front. He'll need some help around him, but he needs to be that inspirational leader, Tariq. Paul Vaughan, one of those players I mentioned that didn't play in the semis. So they might be long odds to win tonight, but I don't think anybody's told them. James Graham played every game last year. One of 5 players to play 25 games through the 2018 series. Damien Cook. So the Dragons will run from left to right. They'll run down to the school end of the ground.
Time your run, guys. Here we go.
Gareth Widdop, probably the major topic in rugby league today. What should he wear, 1 or 6? He kicks off here at Netstrata Jubilee Stadium, a new sponsor who we welcome on behalf of the Dragons, and South with the first handle of the football, and Sam Burgess, who was brilliant on that right edge, plays the ball just inside the 30-metre line. Totola, his second year of football, he debuted in round 1 of 2018. Big Sam, he was very strong the other night. And John Sutton is into his 16th year of top grade with the 1 club, Tom Burgess. Just outside the the 40-metre line, his own end of the ground. Reynolds kicks and kicks high and deep. It's a favourable bounce for Pereira. And he's taken by Murray down there. You can almost bet when there's a kick, Murray 9 times out of 10 is leading the chase. This is the young Fijian, 21, Rabbitohs. Came here via Canberra. And of course, he joins the list of some wonderful Fijians to play the game here. Here's a penalty going against South.
Cameron, you're John Sutton, third man in, just lifts the leg of Ewan Aitken, just tips him over. Gets him in a dangerous position.
I don't think there's any argument from either side. And so it's the Dragons with Ewan Aitken playing the ball. He was going to play it about 10 metres down the ground, but he couldn't get to the ground and he was forced back by Graham and Burns, the youngsters that look after the left edge for South Sydney. So to the middle of the ground for Graham. Short ball away to Vaughan. Paul playing the ball right on the 40-metre line. Opposition end. Back and away from Norman and then to Hunt and then to Woodard and now to Aitken. He fends away strong on Burns. 25 out on the western side of the ground. A long ball high to Woodard, then to Hunt, then to Norman. Might have been forward to Sims. So Tarek still looks for nobody. He's through it. He breaks away. Tarek Sims didn't get it down cleanly. I thought he did. Referee will come back to it, but he's obliged to play on. Sutton gets it away to Graham, taken from behind by Rabbitohs.
Yeah, they'll go back.
That will be tackle 5, Ash.
Well,
we had no try.
The all-important grounding.
Confirming that
what
it's
a
a
good
lost
run.
ball,
He just burst through some flimsy defence.
We're over
good
the
show
30,
of speed.
And we've got Campbell Graham tackle with it.
By Tarek. And then he was a little bit out from the line. He dived for it. And the ball was coming down from a pretty fair height.
It's always a worry when the ball bounces so high.
Tarek Sims has lost possession and failed to regain it before it touches the ground. We have a decision.
So we'll go back to where Graham was tackled by Rabbitohs. Back at a position just outside the 30-metre line. No try for Tarek Sims. He looked 101 on to score.
That was too easy. Nothing happened. He just strolled across the field and straightened and went straight through him. Worrying signs there for South Sydney.
Burns. Cook. Murray. And no question about it. A try absolutely butchered by the Dragons. Very flimsy defence though from South. Here's Burgess on the right side. 30 out. Play over towards the highway side of the ground. And Greg English playing on that right edge himself. Beautiful take there by the 11, Jacob Host. Jacob on the run-on side. He hasn't seen a lot of run-on matches. He's a product of Renown United, which of course was the junior club of Reg Gasnier, Billy Smith and many other top liners. Here's the bust. See who he got through. Walker was clutching.
And Johnny Sutton back on the inside.
So again, the Dragons a half break. It has come away from McInnes, Host, Aitken, and Ewan is a strong little fellow. He'll play the ball 35 metres out from the line. Play back to Cameron McInnes. Off the boot now of Ben Hunt. Going down to Gagai. And Gagai is wrapped up down there by Vaughan and Graham, the middle men. Greg Inglis now shunting Corey Norman. Sideline tonight, Brad Fittler. Rain, no sign of it.
No sign of rain, Ray. It's about 22 degrees down here. It's quite beautiful with very little breeze. There's Braden Burns Ducks back on the inside. Brought to ground by Jacob Host. Yeah, quite beautiful conditions, but he's going to go to Billy about playing on this ground, Billy.
Here's a break made by Cameron Murray. He ran off a beautiful pass. He's inside 20. Shows it then to Johnston. Goes himself, and Cameron Murray goes under the bar to score at the northern end.
And that's what happens when you don't have a marker, and Damien Cook just looks up, and with his speed, he was able to help create that gap. And Cameron Murray, Joey mentioned him, I mentioned him, and wow, look at him go. What a player. 21 years of age. He's run 50 metres on his own. No markers. There's the gap, missed tackle, and away he goes. And, well, he should have just with it. Not an experienced fullback, should have made the tackle.
Well, the Origin coach, the New South Wales Origin coach is watching, and he's put big raps on Murray. That would please you?
Absolutely. Last week we watched him against the Roosters show some speed across that cricket pitch at the SCG. We're going to go to Billy Slater about the hooker in a second, but Cam Murray, just the way he had that poise as he came to the fullback. He didn't panic, just had the ball in two hands and came up with a result first try. Billy, what do you make of Damien Cook?
Yeah, he's got electric speed out of dummy half, but he loves his left foot step. He gets across the field really well that side, and he just slices through, puts Cam Murray under the post. What a dummy. A little bit like Jesse Bromwich last week.
Looked a little bit slicker. We're talking about the conditions just prior to Adam Reynolds kicking his goal. You can see the ground coming up. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, it is a little bit wet, but this ground has a tendency to be a bit spongy.
All right, so Reynolds right in front, and 4-0 in favour of the Rabbitohs after the Dragons, as I said, they murdered a try at the other end only a few minutes beforehand. It's 6-0 in favour of the Rabbitohs.
Just going to wait for that clock, Gareth. Just waiting for the clock, mate. Stay behind it, boys. Still 5. Mika.
And back on Thursday night, Macca's football. And South's 6-0 lead per medium of great lead-up work by Damien Cook. Finished off by Cameron Murray and converted by Adam Reynolds. And that there is Totola, the front row forward.
In the pre-game, I heard Billy Slater talking, and also Jonathan Thurston talking about speed, the speed of Dufty. That was the speed out of dummy half that time from Damien Cook. It just makes all the defenders nervous. The young lock, Blake Laurie, who was at fault, that try come flying in for no reason. But it's the speed.
It was helped by a very quick play the ball as well, and no markers.
And of course, Dufty, he, I imagine, would be the fastest man available for Paul McGregor to slot into the spine. He's been through it several times, almost ad nauseum. He's gone through what he can do with his rotation of a spine. Put down there by Tom Burgess. Just had a little look. I don't know that he was looking up through fear, but he was a little bit jittery as he put it on the ground. Here's Vaughan. So the Dragons with Graham to the halfway line. Vaughan then the run of a number 10, and eventually it's finding Jacob Host out on the right edge for St George. Back from McInnes, now back on the inside for Blake Laurie. Illawarra Jr. playing the ball just outside the 20-metre line. McInnes feeding the blind side. Hunt goes to the line. A lucky rebound there. And it's 6 more tackles indicated by Jared Sutton. Just away from the line. Big Vaughan lunges. Hunt gets a pass away. Long and low. It's out there then to the fullback Whittle. Whittle gets it on. Laffer steps, left foot. Goes for the corner. Gets it away. I think they're in St George Illawarra. It's Pereira over there that scored the try.
And it all came about with the original kick that wasn't handled by South. It was a little bit lucky, but in the end, they really formed their line out there pretty well. And just a hands job straight out Widdop does well. He draws 2 or 3 of them there and got them off kilter, and that's a lovely step. And out the back you go. Well done. Harvey Norman replay.
And Tim Laffey's favourite footwork, bit of space. Nice offload there from Paul Vaughan. And then here's the advantage of having so many ball players on the field. Widdop gets across field. Look at this big left foot step, right hand fin. The Gidley flick out the back. Nice hit back by the Dragons.
It was Pereira that scored the try, but not Tahu. I noticed that when you drop Gidley in there, you must be getting paid royalties. Brad Fittler sideline.
Yeah, you can see Paul Vaughan sniffing for a try. As soon as he got close to the line, he went fine in the line, but had the ability also to lean into the defence and then just throw it back to Ben Hunt. And they found Gareth. We were talking about Gareth before. That's where he's most dangerous, isn't it, Billy?
Yeah, found him in the middle of the field and he just skipped across looking for an opportunity. Found Laffey just outside his man, comes off his left foot, right fend, and a beautiful offload to Pereira and puts it in the corner.
There's the offload there. Now watch him get across the field. I like how he didn't hold it too long. He didn't go all the way to the line. Bang, found his number. Got the defence on the back foot. And beautiful pass from Laffey. And there's Gareth tries to convert from the sideline, and he does!
Just gotta wait for that clock, Greg.
They played in the Charity Shield in Mudgee a few weekends ago, South and the Dragons. And of course, South won by a dozen points. I think it was 36-24. Maybe we're in for a high one, I'm not sure. It could easily be 12-6 at the moment. We're at 6-all in a deadlock. If you joined us a little bit late, Dragons had a good chance to go 6-0. And Tarek Sims, after breaking the line, had a try disallowed. Since that time, Reynolds or Cameron Murray has struck back for South, and then Pereira for the Dragons. And that brings us to now, with Jimmy Graham playing the ball there. 30-metre line running towards the school end of the ground. And Ben Hunt puts it up high into Graham's corner. They let it bounce South. And it's gone over the sideline. Only about 15 metres away from the South Sydney try line.
You're watching the Dragons coming out of trouble. They're punching away at the left side defence of the Bunnies, in particular the gap between Braden Burns and the 5'8" Cody Walker. If they get one quick play of the ball, then the next one's quick. Getting a nice roll on there.
I can't believe such height was available and they didn't try to take the ball. Only Telstra mobile customers can stream NRL data free on Australia's best mobile network. Download the NRL official app now and follow the prompts to start streaming. 6-all in favour of nobody at the moment. 6-all, Dragons and Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs opened up a couple of times. Feeling certainly a little bit better than they were when Tarek Sims put that ball down earlier on. Here's Graham, run down the left side, gets himself just inside the 40-metre line. Away goes Burns, and Braden flicking it out. It goes bouncing around there for Murray. And Cameron to play the ball. That's the 30-metre line. He's on. Cook onto Reynolds. Rubber kicks down to the fullback Widdop. Reynolds leads the procession, and Sam Burgess arrives to tackle the fellow English international, Gareth Widdop. I noticed that debate attracted Wayne Bennett to weigh in on the conversation. And he is one that thinks Widdop should still be playing in the 6. Blake Laurie. 35 metres out from his own line. At 6-all, Ben Hunt to the line, behind Wayne. Norman gave it then to Aitken. Aitken will play the ball on halfway. So Hunt it is, kicking on 5. The ball bouncing down to Dane Gagai, got a bad bounce. Now he's working out of the in goal. Cameron McInnes and Jimmy Graham. Johnston playing the ball. Gagai with it now. Hunt leading with the shoulder. Graham again. And that's Graham, tackled by Graham actually. Jimmy making the tackle on young Campbell. Tom Burgess again taken by the middleman, Jimmy Graham, and Paul Vaughan for that matter. Cook gets a driving kick away. Bringing it back as Widdop. Cook was leading the chase down the ground, putting everybody on side. Rabbitohs playing it inside 40. Now for Pereira. Short of the halfway by about 5 metres. Maffei. Lovely pass to end off a try for Pereira. Jimmy Graham. Now for Ben Hunt. Shows it once, shows it twice. Try to duck under Sutton. McInnes away for Graham, who's got his front row partner with him, Vaughan. Norman came onto it, but he couldn't get him a ball. Vaughan onto the right for Hunt. Hunt across it goes to Aitken. And the referee rules it went forward.
Ben Hunt just took the line on a couple of seconds ago. I like it when he takes the line on. To me, he doesn't do it enough. When he does, he really had him bamboozled, nearly snuck under a tackle. On that occasion, forced the pass that was forward.
Yeah, just come up here, Paul.
To me, the Dragons have actually looked better with the football than Souths have, Joey.
They have, haven't they?
James Graham, Paul Vaughan running hard. Tarek Sims, a couple of good bursts. And this, Ewan Aitken, he's a star, Ewan Aitken.
Strong, isn't he?
Yeah, real good.
That's Totola. Spun around and picked up the ball to Murray before Johnston. Alex playing it on his own 30-metre line. After Sam. Right on the red line, his own end. Thomas taking it into St George, Illawarra territory. Last tackle. Reynolds. A little bit of pressure exerted by Tarek Sims, but it was still a good kick. Way down to Widdop in the scoreboard corner. 15 out from their line now. 6-all to score. Pereira, try scorer. Murray the other. First try scorer was Murray. Maffei got it away to Norman. Norman steps back on the inside of Inglis, and he loses the ball when tackled. And the referee is ordering a penalty in favour of the Dragons.
Well, they ruled a knock on first and then got a call from the touchy, I think, who said it was stripped.
Corey Norman very much in the mind of Paul McGregor, I suppose, when he weighs up what in fact he's going to do with the spine. Is it going to stay like this, or with it? I remember Norman at one stage was very anxious to play number 1 when he was with Brisbane. Josh Hoffman and Gerard Beale. Corey Norman, I seem to recall they were in a battle to pick up the number 1 jumper up there. So he might not be out of contention for that position. The kick over the top in the in-goal area. Oh, and Johnston really had to hurry at the finish.
It's a trend in the modern game to put the fullback in the line. So he's playing the ball on the left side of the field. The first offender is Alex Johnson. Ben Hunt sees this, kicks over the top. And Alex Johnson hairs back, solves the problem there. But a warning shot to Alex Johnson. If you get in the line the first couple of tackles, they'll kick. Nice play, Ben Hunt.
This dropout is a little bit nasty. Illawarra hanging a hand out. He's just recovered it in time. And the Fijian, oh gee, ducked under one that was swinging arm.
He's
Penalty
tagged.
going to the
Come
Dragons.
Come Ted.
You're in front.
Luckily,
He got hammered by Tom Burgess here. Shoulder tackle.
Clumsy.
I don't think he probably got the full brunt of it, luckily. Mikhail Rabbitohs. So that is Jacob Host in the 11. Dragons with Lattimore, Dufty, Kerr, Leilua on the bench. Just inside the 20, middle ground. Dummy half McInnes, behind Graham, Laurie, and Blake Laurie will play the ball 10 out. 6 all, quarter of the game gone. Houston Norman, not on the long ball, beautifully taken. Pereira, he's got a double. Pereira's got himself a double. What a lovely pass. And a great take. 19 and a half minutes gone, and the Dragons have got their second try.
You'll see this try scored. Adam Reynolds sees the threat and he comes out of the line. Just pause it there. This is Adam Reynolds here. He'll see the play coming and he'll fly out of the line. We just roll the play here. Watch Adam Reynolds fly out of the line. Corey Norman will see this and he'll throw the long ball to Pereira on the outside. The woman gets one-on-one with Dane Gagai and scores in the corner. Nice play by Corey Norman.
Billy Slater, a comment from you.
Yeah, just noticing them playing to their strengths for the Dragons. They've got their 3 ball players, Corey Norman, Ben Hunt and Gareth Widdop on the one side. In that set, they swung for 3 tackles. They were all on the one side, that 3's tackles. The set before, when Ben Hunt kicked it, he was actually going to swing, but he saw the fullback in the line. Very smart ball playing, and they're playing to their strengths, the Dragons.
Well,
He had to go low.
Yeah, it was
Dane Gagai.
There's no doubt that they're playing better, the Dragons, no doubt about it, the first 20 minutes. They're more positive with the football. That's a really, unlike Dane Gagai, who's a really solid player, both in attack and defence.
No question.
He stays tall here and just dives late. Hits him around the legs. He gets him every day.
Well, there's no shoulders, mate. It's an arm grab.
He's doing a big job. Pereira, not just in this game, we've seen him in quite a few. 25 metres out from the hillside. This one's coming around too much. So it's 10-6, the score in favour of the Dragons.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, no, good, mate.
Again, Greg.
All good.
Stay on side.
So back at Net Strata Jubilee Stadium, and the home side in front by 4 points. 2 tries to 1. And Vaughan charging across the back of the ruck. He'll play the ball inside his own 20-metre line on 1. Graham chimes in and tackle just outside the 20-metre line. So McInnes, and that's Lattimore out there now. Norman delivering for Tariq Sims. Big collision out there between Sims and Burgess and Inglis. Graham. That's where we are. Right on the halfway line. And 10-6 in favour of the Dragons. Taken by Johnston. So Alex just outside his own 20-metre line. Walker then to Gagai. Lost his footing. Doesn't make any difference. It's a tackle credited to Jeremy Lattimore and Jimmy Graham. On the 40-metre line by Burns, then Cook, short. Sutton tries to breast his way through. He'll play the ball on the other 40-metre line. That's the enemy end of the ground for the Rabbitohs. 14 is out there. Liam Knight. 35 out. Reynolds. Oh, piled into the ground. A solid hit by Tarek Sims. And well done back in that corner by Pereira. Really wiped him out. Tarek Sims on Adam Reynolds. This is it again. Wiped him off the planet, really. Still, it wasn't considered to be dangerous. One that we saw in the first round, but I think Matthew Lodge answering questions.
You're winning the ruck, the Dragons.
You got the mark, Ben? Yeah, go.
Playing the ball a lot faster in South Sydney. Look flat, South Sydney.
They haven't run that hard tonight with the ball, and Mark Nichols there very lazy in the ruck and just gave them another penalty and another set of 6.
It's only the 5th time that South have played the Dragons here at Strata or Jubilee or Cogra. 5th time in 21 years. It's hard to believe. Inglis interfered with in the attempt to play the ball.
Stay there, Goffin.
So the penalty goes to the Rabbitohs.
There was an ordinary piece of play there between Norman and Tarek Sims. I mean, Tarek was almost standing next to him, in front of him, when he Norman passed him the ball.
Hold! Go.
So Burgess with this carry, and Tarek Sims got down low. Sort of paid the penalty for a low tackle, though. So Reynolds at first receiver. He goes behind one, then Walker put down by Sutton, picked up by Oast.
Watching Sam Burgess in back play. Every time he gets tackled, he's coming up slowly and he's folding his neck, moving his head around. You have a neck problem, Big Sam.
It was in the first tackle. Just outside 20, played by McInnes, or in fact passed by McInnes. It's gone on to Vaughan. Norman, now Laffey, steps off his left, tries to push away, but he'll play the ball 10 out and 10 in.
Square marker, Sam! Hold! No, 3.
Widdop seals it up for Lattimore. Same distance out from the upright. Graham out to Hunt, along the line, Widdop, and it's taken there by Walker. 12 out from his own line. Diffusing the attack of the Dragons was Cody Walker.
Stand together! Hold, Jeremy! Go.
20-metre line, their own end of the ground now, South. Vaughan and Lattimore in a solid track. This is Nichols. 10 metres short of halfway. And Cook to Reynolds. He kicks low and across. It skims off the ground. Norman giving it to Rabbitohs.
Corey Norman's gone back to fullback.
Ironically, I was just talking about that a little while ago when he was at Brisbane. I think he had visions of playing number 1 for the Broncos. And I think I mentioned Gerard Beale and Josh Hoffman were also thinking of the number 1 themselves. They all finished up leaving the club, obviously. So, John Sutton.
Yeah, he's walked off. He didn't look that crash hot, actually. Ethan Lowe's gone on to replace him.
So Hunt steps around low, kicks it into the rump of Murray. Taken there, and the Dragons getting 6 more tackles. Claimed that there was a charge down attempt. Lattimore.
They'll do well to hold on here, the Bunnies. They look they're really struggling.
Graham. 4 times they've played here.
Back over. Turn the arm, Liam.
And Souths have won
Liam.
only the once.
Liam.
And there's Burgess, not Burgess, but Cook.
It's on report.
And Liam Knight's on report there.
I mean, they'll probably take the 2 here because Widdop's such a great kicker that
He's in distress there, James Graham. And Liam Knight comes in and twists
I
the
think
arm.
it's a chicken wing
It's
thing.
a chicken wing.
Yeah. They've almost got South on toast here.
2 points. Keep the clock going.
They're going to take a shot at goal. Will break and come back. So, a dubious tackle on Damien Cook. James Graham also on the receiving end. And a penalty going to the Dragons. A hint of a chicken wing tackle from 25 metres out, and Gareth Widdop extends the lead by 6. It's now 12-6 in favour of the Dragons. Brad Fittler on the sideline.
It's where stupidity catches up to you. It's trying to impact on James Graham, but he ends up getting Damien Cook. There's your hooker that's got the sore shoulder at the moment. All 4 bench players are on for South Sydney, so not only they look tired, they're a little bit wounded. John Sutton just went up into the shed, so we'll find out what's wrong with John Sutton. I just jumped to Billy as well. Talking about Corey Norman at fullback, was he there?
Yeah, he just found himself at fullback only because Gareth Widdop made a couple of tackles from marker who was covering for his number 6.
I think this is our debut player, isn't it? Josh Kerr. Big run for his first touch. He played in the Indigenous side at the start of the year. But this is his debut in first grade. Tarek Sims. Looking dangerous every time he gets a touch. Kyle Turner is out there. Playing it on the halfway line. The Dragons. Ben Hunt looks like he's got confidence in his sails. High kick down to Johnston and given to Gagai now. The Dane dragged back towards the 10-metre line. A tackle by Liam Knight. He's already been penalised, but it's obviously going to be examined further by the match review committee, one would think. That it was a dead set chicken wing tackle on James Graham. This is Ethan Lowe. Second match with South after coming south from the Cowboys. He played in 2 grand finals. Played by Burns. Cook on to Reynolds. Yes. Wow. Kerr. Hard. There's a penalty.
Yeah, that one was late. The one before was simultaneous, but that was late.
He's
not
going for a
quick, Greg.
shoulder charge also.
It's not quick
I think he pulls out. He just can't do that.
He turned his head. He had no idea what he was doing in the end, but he's just collided with him and just too late and high.
So a dangerous tackle against Josh Kerr.
Okay, hold.
Well, since that try, here we go.
Here's Inglis. Damien Cook into dummy half. A deepish first receiver, Reynolds, holds it back. This is Knight with the ball. 5 out from the uprights at the northern end of the ground. Cook looks right, dummies, gets it back to Reynolds. And now the 16 is with the ball. That's Ethan Lowe. And again, they're back where they started from. 5 metres out from the uprights. Cook goes long, and here's Walker off his right foot. Still a metre out. Cook, it's bounced away to Reynolds. He puts a grubber in, he's in there himself, but it's dead off St George.
Okay, just wait.
I'm sure it's come off a St George Illawarra arm. Reynolds taking it upon himself here. Take them on with that boot that was absolutely white hot last weekend. So line drop out to get us going again at 12-6. The Dragons, very much the outsiders in this match tonight. But South's body language is saying that they just don't quite know where they are at the moment. Compared to last weekend, it's a lackluster performance. Walker. It certainly hasn't got the gloss of last weekend, even though it was tumbling down for a good part of the visit we had to the Sydney Cricket Ground. Burgess, and then Reynolds to Turner, but Laffey was waiting for him. Clamped a bear hug around him and put him on the ground. So it's come to Knight again. Taken down by the tackle from Kerr.
Nice.
Cook away for Reynolds, holds it down as though he's going to kick, then it bounces, and it's put on the toe over there by Gagai. Dragons with the ball in the corner. In that famous scoreboard corner. These two clubs, as I said at the start of the telecast, they've provided some magic moments. The Dragons, of course, this was their home when they won 11 on end. And of course, Souths, the winners of the most premierships ever, 21. The Dragons finished with their 11. And Souths, apart from the loss to Balmain, they were on track to make it 5 in a row. And as I said, some of the greatest players ever in the game have played with either St George and South Sydney. Taken by Johnston, given to Graham, out to the 40, pulled down by McInnes, who debuted for Souths way back 5 years ago. Cameron McInnes went looking for a first-grade jumper. He's been a permanent fixture for quite some time in that jumper, his current club. Sam Burgess, strong run.
Yeah, nice offload by Liam Knight in that play.
Reynolds, Inglis, chopping back in against the current. 20 out. Cook comes back and gets the ball away to Walker. Walker holds it back. Beautiful work by Johnston. Graham fends away from one, fends away from the second. His own man, he ran around behind him, but the referee determined he wasn't impeded. So it's gone to the right side on the last tackle. Reynolds goes high, the jump for Gagai, and Pereira was there. Gagai, I think for a moment thought he might have had a chance. Well, it was Laffey, I thought it was Pereira.
Shot clock on.
But a chance down there on the highway side of the ground for South Sydney. Contest, and Gagai never gets a chance to ground the ball. Whether he interfered with the other contestant remains unknown. Line drop out time, and we've got just about 3 minutes of the first half remaining. That's Nichols. Cook away to Burgess. Then to Knight. He's lost it. Did it get some help? No, he said he's lost it clean. Burgess is blowing up.
Hey, Liam.
Got it. I'll play this one. Shot clock on. We're done, Sam.
Liam Knight. He's not happy about it. comment, Brad?
Yeah, as Jacob Host walks towards us, the Dragons have only made 2 interchanges. Now with 3 minutes to go before the first half's over, the Rabbits have made 4. That's a big difference in the second half.
Tomorrow night on Nine's Friday night footy, a new era begins in the game's most thrilling rivalry. What does the latest chapter have in store for us? Broncos versus Cowboys. We've played some of the really great games in recent times. Suncorp Stadium, the coverage starts at 7:30 Friday night football on Channel 9.
And we saw there Liam Knight, he's lost that.
You've gone forward. You've gone forward into him.
Josh Kerr, he's lost it, but before that, Liam Knight was hard done by. It was flicked out by
Luciano
Leilua.
Yeah.
And the referees missed that. I noticed Sam Burgess, the last 4 times he's had the ball, Joey, he hasn't run, he's passed it. So you could be right, he might be a bit wounded.
Yeah, I've noticed every time he gets tackled, he gets up holding the neck.
So this scrum just outside the 30-metre line, up the Dragons' end. And Walker goes away to Burns. Puts the afterburner on and tries to get rid of Aitken. And now he passes when told to play the ball. So he goes back and reenacts to play the ball. This is low. Just inside the 20-metre line. And Cook gives it to Walker. Walker to Knight. Knight is taken by Kerr. Lattimore on top. And Blake Laurie underneath. Reynolds down to the line. And Burgess lost the ball. He was attempting to pass.
Corey Norman.
Offside. Giving a penalty, I think, for offside.
Don't kick it, Gareth.
That's a late call.
I'm sure he couldn't be giving it for stealing the ball, because it looked pretty much like Sam was trying to offload. So Souths, 30 seconds on the clock, and Cook looks to for Knight, and Knight is running a double, way out wide with Burgess. Damien Cook, this time put down by Burgess. Tarek Sims comes away. Done very well. He's out 25 metres from his own line. And that will be, it's a penalty. I was about to say that'll be half-time. They take the tap and run. And here come the Dragons. Widdup had an air swing. It went backwards, kicked by one of his teammates. Burgess with the ball. He dummies, gets it back, and Burns puts it down. Leilua runs away with it.
Dragons.
So Jared Sutton calls time. Tiny knock on in there, apparently from the Dragons. But they're happy. 12-6 to score. Could have been even more, really, as you go back, way back into the start of the game when they bombed that try with Tarek Sims. Dragons on their way back out. The 12-6 lead. South Sydney, as I said in the commentary, all the gloss of last weekend seems to have disappeared. Tarek Sims, he's been good.
When Cameron Murray went over in the 6th minute, I thought, well, could be a night out for South Sydney, but
yeah,
from then it was all Saints. Every time he's got the ball, Tarek's looked dangerous.
They seem to like Thursday nights. There's Gareth playing his 20th match here of the 19. He's won 16. Yeah, made the point they seem to like Thursday nights. They've won 3 of their last 4. They play Thursday again next week. At Suncorp they play Brisbane. And Rabbitohs is tackled on the first and the second half, and that's Lattimore. So Jeremy will play the ball back to Cameron McInnes. Goes to the right edge to Leilua. And this is Blake Laurie, one of the replacements into the side in the absence of Corbin Sims and Jack de Bellin. Played over there by Kerr, including his on debut, even though he represented the Indigenous All-Stars in February. Got his name in rugby league history as a result, making his first grade competition debut in the second round of the comp. Souths to find their mojo. Greg Inglis on the 40-metre line. Cook. Sam Burgess. There was some thought that maybe he'd be not returning, but he's out there. And Walker puts a kick in that bounces down on the 20. And another kick by Braden Burns, and he may have done some damage here.
We've got a knock on by the Dragons. So repeat set for South from the scrum.
It was a nice kick from Cody Walker. One marker, gets it in behind. Watch Braden Burns, watch the energy. He runs past pretty much everyone on the field. Gets a kick to it. I think he collided knees there with Gareth Woodop after he kicks the ball. I think he'll have a cork thigh here. Watch the collision.
Billy Slater, a comment from the sideline.
Yeah, just noticing a lot of space down that left-hand side. Gareth Woodop leaning towards the right-hand side of Adam Reynolds' kick, so he can expect a few more of them.
Reynolds then letting a decoy go. Johnston carries the ball to within a metre of the line. Sims,
Nothing there,
it was too long in there. He was on top of him,
On the mark here,
not
Damien.
letting him up. So Souths taking the penalty, 10 metres out. That's Nichols. Down at the southern end of the ground. And here's a chance for Burgess. He's over. There's a celebration party happening.
Okay, tackle
check it
2.
out, Rebs.
I have a try. Confirming that
Says
Sam
he's got a
Burgess
try.
retains possession.
Would you rather have him with you than against you? What's happened here?
He gets the ball down on the line.
Or does he?
Well, it's a bit of the end of the ball hits the line. Definitely.
When he had downward pressure on it?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think, Fat?
I think it's a try. I think there's just a smidgen of the ball on the line. It was downward pressure. And then the ball comes loose, but it just, well, oh, wow.
Are you sure,
yeah,
boys?
I think the initial
Sam
contact-
Burgess maintains possession. We need to confirm that the ball is on the line.
Oh, there
As
you
can
go.
be seen here, the ball does reach the line. We have a decision.
It was frantic defence. We'll get a high shot.
Come on.
Someone comes flying in, one of the tight defenders, and there was no need for it on a decoy. See Liam Knight, Harvey Norman replay, it was Leilua. You see he's crept in the number 17. It was a nice decoy from Liam Knight.
There's no need for it.
No need.
Yeah, Leilua should have been front on to Sam and possibly could have contained him. I think he's the best forward, pound for pound, in all aspects of the game that we've had in the rugby league in the last 10 years. Sam Burgess. Oh, he's
He's a
amazing,
champion, isn't he?
amazing player.
So in consecutive weeks, Souths have gone Murray a try, followed by a Burgess try. Now Reynolds to level the situation at 12 all. Kicking down to the school, and we take a break.
Time your run. Stay behind it. Waiting, Gareth. 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Netstrata. Netstrata Stadium, a new sponsor for the Dragons. Nichols brings the ball back for Souths. So the scoreboard reacting pretty much the same as the start of the game. Move shortly into the half, a try for South. And now we're locked at 12-12 after 4 minutes of the second half. Ethan Lowe. Cook ducking around in front of the man who played the ball. Then Reynolds a lofted ball. Greg Inglis off his right foot and then tries to fend Tarek Sims. Cameron McInnes clamping the tackle. Reynolds to the air. Over towards the corner, occupied by Rabbitohs. It's on the ground. A race for the ball in the corner. Taken dead by the Dragons. It's a line dropout.
The crowd not happy with the challenge by Campbell Graham, but the big tall winger, he had eyes for the ball. Ravalawa didn't get near it.
Time your run, guys. Stay behind it, Mika. Ewan.
So Widdop with a giant of a dropout. Taken by Burgess. And Burgess is met by Blake Laurie and Jeremy Lattimore and James Graham at the 30-metre line. This is Liam Knight.
He's actually been quite impressive, Liam Knight. He's hit the line with plenty of power every time he's had the ball. He's gone well.
Cook at the 20-metre line. Reynolds short. Burgess gets the ball round the corner. Walker scores. The Souths have gone try. In very quick succession.
A really aggressive defence tonight by the Dragons. They're getting up, trying to get in the faces, get up and in. This time, I think it's Ben Hunt will get up past the ball on Harvey Norman replay. Ben Hunt, you'll see him at the top of the screen there. He'll get up past the ball. Sam Burgess gets in between Ben Hunt and Leilua and plays through the line. Nice line there from Sam.
Brad?
Well, all the pressure's come from the kicking game. A beautiful high kick there, put pressure on the Saints winger. The kick before, where Cody Walker put the low kick and brought Gareth Widdop up, got the error out of him there, and just consecutive sets of 6. Leilua and a few of the forwards in the middle just having real trouble communicating, getting their numbers right. And like last week, Ray, it's a Walker, a Burgess and a Murray have scored tries. We just need a Graham. That'd make it 4 2 weeks in a row.
We had the story rolling along nicely. Murray, Burgess, Walker
Cody
scored, but not
Cody had to wait.
Exactly. I think it was Graham's turn.
Yeah.
Here's Adam Reynolds. He's averaging in his career 7.5 points a game. His match tonight, 100.
How do you get a half? Is that when you hit the post?
Well, the average, my dear friend, is 160 games for 1,214 points coming into the game.
Just waiting for the clock, Gareth. Stay behind it. Keep behind here, Jordan.
18-12 in favour of the Rabbitohs. When they left us for the break at half-time, they were batting down, but they've come back, rejuvenated in the second half.
The old master coach, eh? He does it again.
Well, they've still got a fair way to go, but it does look a little bit more urgent from South now than it did in various parts of the first half. This man is leading by example, which is pretty much what Paul Vorton said just earlier on. Possibly the best there's been in the last decade. It's a lot of footballers, a lot of forwards in particular.
And once again there, Gareth Widdop sitting on the other side of the field, as Billy Slater pointed out, waiting for Adam Reynolds' kick. Cody Walker just skimmed him down that side.
That's Pereira. scorer of 2 tries in the first half. Now for Laffey, his left side partner. Got it away for Graham. Scampers outside 20, turns it back for Widdow. Tackled by Burgess low. Nichols up the top. Then for Graham. Graham taken by Knight. There's a real collision there. McInnes gets the ball off to Hunt. Leilua is with the ball now. And he's on the 40-metre line, his own end of the ground. He's able to pass the ball eventually. And it's with Ben Hunt. Coming across the ground and just dropping it off for Tarek Sims. He goes back to Gareth Widdop. He wants to put a bit of expanse in the run. Down through Laffey to Pereira. Oh, he got away from Greg Inglis. He ran away from Nichols. He's tackled back in the middle of the ground by the 17, Kyle Turner. The ball goes ahead with Blake Lowry now to the 20-metre line. Turner was down, I thought injured, but he's okay. 5 gone. Hunter's with it behind Leilua. Little kick by Norman. And the Souths are with the ball, and Campbell Graham breaks the tackle.
Yeah, Greg Inglis just missed a tackle before. He's down on his haunches at the moment. He's carrying either an arm or a sternum or something. There's something wrong with him. He doesn't look that crash hot.
Johnston. He is in the box.
Yeah, he definitely got some sort of injury. He shouldn't get pushed off like that, that's for sure.
Cook. Oh, intercepted by Leilua. He's inside the 30 and he's pulled down by Damien Cook. Hunt away, Graham on, Norman dummies. Smith and Norman, they got it mixed up there, but they'll play the ball. 19 now from the line. Play by Corey Norman. Now for Tarek Sims. Runs at Knight and Turner. McInnes. Graham. Lattimore with him. Metre out from the line for James Graham. McInnes. Here's Hunt. He gets away from a tackle. Gets it onto Widdop. Widdop's running across the 10-metre line. Then to Norman. Now to Laffey. Laffey, is he able to break the tackle? Almost. 5 gone against the Dragons. Attacking on the South Sydney 10-metre line. Widdop. Oh, Damien Cook didn't clean it up. Knock-on. It's a knock-on against South.
The Saints fans are starting to get excited again. Up there out of their chairs. Good attacking set of 6 there. James Graham hitting the line hard. Getting the forwards going.
Yeah, there's a knock-on.
Yeah, definitely pulled it back to himself, and that was forward, obviously, towards the other goal line.
So the Dragons wide and plenty of numbers over on the right side.
We've got the big back row of Leilua. He's out wide. Powerhouse runner, but he's got incredible skills.
Made his debut last weekend. Liam Knight. Thursday night footy for Maccas.
Down. Stay, Adam. Stay. On.
Macca's golden point will follow the football tonight. 10 metres away from the line, the Dragons on early tackles, and it's with Leilua. He takes it to ground on the second. McInnes looking for a call. It's gone to Norman. He's back to Widdop. Widdop to Laffey. They slide the defences and knock on there. A tiny knock on by Pereira.
I think if he just puts the afterburners on Laffey here, I think he scores himself. Inglis got held up by the decoys, and Laffey gets on his outside. You see Greg's there really struggling with a right shoulder or right arm. I think if Laffey puts the afterburners on, here's the missed tackle earlier on Pereira.
Yeah, a little knock on there by
Hold. Feed.
Pereira.
Hold. Go.
Score of a couple of tries, so good opportunity there for the Dragons to fight back. Don't miss, as I said, Macca's golden point. After the football tonight, Freddie goes behind the scenes in the winning sheds. Sam Thaiday sits down with the Broncos' big man, and our experts dive into all the big stories right around the rugby league world. Macca's golden point, straight after the footy here tonight. Next strata jubilee. So South getting it back towards halfway, and a knock on and play the ball.
Oh, now a penalty.
Knock the ball out.
And now the penalty.
Looked like he's signalling, standing all over him.
Okay,
To play the ball, looked like the signal.
What are you doing, Adam?
Yeah, wouldn't let him go.
Yeah, he's gone from a knock-on against South into being in the tackle too long. I don't quite work out. I can't work that out. He's obviously thought the inconvenience was worth a penalty, even though I think Dragons fans thought that's a scrum and a scrum feed to us. But it's Walker now, getting the way to Murray. First try scorer tonight in the game. Cook, Reynolds, showed it to Burgess and then tried to sneak through a gap. Had Ethan Lowe steaming onto the ball. They're 5 metres away from the line. Burgess to Burgess. Thomas will play the ball. Cook has a look to look. Then to the left, and then there's a lunge at the line. But he's on his back. Turtled in. 5 gone. Burgess long. Out to Reynolds, a kick. Rabbitohs there, but Souths have got the ball. It's a try, I think, for Braden Byrne.
Okay,
Let's see what he
that will be
says.
last tackle. We have a try. We're clearing the onside.
Ben Hunt will fly out of the line here, and the halfback, opposition halfback, Adam
South Sydney
Reynolds,
kick chase is onside.
manufactures a beautiful kick. Braden Burns gets through, takes the ball cleanly.
Braden Burns cleanly takes possession
Let's try.
and grounds the ball in the in goal. We have a decision.
I'm glad he scored. He's been a ripper tonight. Braden Burns,
Last week his
yeah,
foot was big left foot step.
he's run hard at the line all night. He's created some opportunities.
So there it is. A try again for South. 3 in the second half, Brad.
Yeah, on the back of Adam Reynolds' boot again. He's got a brilliant touch. Leilua's a bit lazy here. Have a look at his first off the ruck. He comes back at the inside. On the Harvey Norman replay, Leilua could have got to him, but just didn't have the energy or the effort. And Braden Burns is just showing what a class player he's become. Billy, you're pretty impressed with Braden?
Yeah, he had a great game last week and he's playing with a lot of confidence. He'll think he can score a try every time that Adam Reynolds kicks the footy.
And you saw the Dragons players there sprinting really hard off the line. And when they do that, that helps South make their decision. You virtually make the decision for them. And then you just had to drop it on the toe because there's no one back there. And they've done that a few times tonight, Andrew. On-line defence, just sprinting up.
That was the first try. Sam got in behind him.
22-12. Reynolds attempting conversion. Here it comes straight across the upright. Beautiful.
Seconds. Stay behind it. Keep behind it.
So you come back to us with Souths receiving the ball back on their own line, but with a big lead now, 24-12. 32 metres out from their own line. South Sydney really putting it together. Played by Ethan Lowe. Sam Burgess taken down by Jacob Host. Then Cook showed the ball to Murray. That was the combination that opened the scoring tonight. Here's Cook again with a dart from dummy half. It's gone away to Burns. A grubber kick in behind, and Widdop puts it up in the crowd.
That was great play there. First, Damien Cook gets out of dummy half, only one marker, and then to find Braden Burns with the long pass. And then Braden Burns just didn't panic. Cook gets out of dummy half, realises the last, finds his speed man out wide. Burns just sums it up. Left foot kick, beautiful touch there. Turning the screws, the Rabbits.
Stay behind.
Widdop again with this drop kick of more than 50 metres on the fly. Tom Burgess back to the 30-metre line now for the play the ball. The tackler was Vaughan. And this is Murray having a little look, asking a question. Cook away for Burgess. Burgess running back to put the ball on his boot.
Oh, that's the funniest thing I've seen all year. Sam, you haven't got a kicking licence.
Oh, he should never kick again.
He missed his... The ball didn't even go near his foot.
Lost by Pereira, dived on by Graham.
Oh,
Now Cameron, here's Dane Holt. Hold,
What was he thinking?
he missed it.
hold.
It was about the third tackle, wasn't it?
There, Cody. Hold.
He's still shaking his head.
Vaughan taken by Turner.
Lots of high tackle counts there for the Dragons. McGuinness, 42, and Laurie, 34.
This is Aitken. Cross for Widdop. Lofted pass across to Laffey. Peter speed. That ball went back to a Dragon. And then it was knocked on.
Double knock on, first one Dragons.
Double knock on, as you heard. The first against the Dragons.
It was a nice play by Adam Reynolds then. As Laffey's got the left foot step, you could hear him talking to Greg Inglis, saying, I've got his left foot, I've got his left foot. He's covering for Greg Inglis on the inside. And you watch this, bit of space. Keep your eye on Reynolds. He'll be talking the whole time to Greg Inglis, talking Laffey's left foot. See the effort to get there, and then Sam backs him up, gets across to cut off the offload. Great defence there by the right side.
Join the NRL in recognising Australia's cultural diversity as we celebrate Harmony Week. As part of the NRL Power for Change program, the League in Harmony initiative educates young people about the importance of respect and inclusiveness. For more, head to nrl.com/community. Southend. Middle of the park on the 40-metre line approximately. Burgess. Thomas playing the ball. Cody Walker goes ahead, puts on a sprint, goes behind Burns. It's gone from Johnston, gone to Graham, and Graham has gone in to score. Lovely ball work.
He's a gun. Braden Burns. He held that pass up beautifully then. And Souths are ripping this game apart. They're ripping the hearts out of the Dragons. Beautiful stuff. They thought it was forward. On the run, on the run. Oh, it was Alex Johnston, right?
I believe so.
Anyway, Braden Burns is playing well too. But it was Alex Johnston who got this. Held it up nicely. And then Graham. Lovely.
Brad?
Well, the root key there is to be dangerous at dummy half. And if you have a look at the pass, it's about a metre forward. Although Leilua might have got to it, but once you've got the advantage at the dummy half, if your play comes off, you outnumber the opposition. And that's what they did. Damien Cook threw a pass a metre forward to Cody Walker. He's over the advantage line. Saints are on their back foot. Have a look at this. Cody Walker creeps up, The markers are out of play. He gets to the defence line. They're on the back foot. They've got the advantage. Game over.
From there, he plays really straight. Braden Burns sucks in his centre, puts Campbell Graham over. Just viewing, Matt Duffy is on the field, so an injection of speed.
So are you suggesting, Brad, that the men upstairs should be able to get involved in forward passes?
No, not at all, Ray. I'd hate to see that, but the referees have got to be very aware. Like, this is what hookers and people are always over the advantage line. There's so many forward passes, and it's such a huge advantage to be able to get over the advantage line and take the advantage from the defence, really. It's Adam Reynolds lines it up from the sideline. He curls it in. Not enough.
It's a rather rare miss for
He's a good kicker.
maybe our best kicker. Friday night footy. Tomorrow on Nine's Friday night edition, a new era begins in the game's most thrilling rivalry. Brisbane and the Cowboys. What a grand final they played. Memorable. Find out tomorrow as the Broncos host the Cowboys live from Suncorp. And then on Sunday, Chemist Warehouse, Sunday football. And it's Parramatta versus Canterbury. And there's the two clubs that shared the 80s, the spotlight jointly in the 80s. And they do battle in our Sunday football for Chemist Warehouse.
Who do you like tomorrow night, Fatty?
Cowboys very impressive last week. Their forward pack's outstanding, and I just think they're on the up. Brisbane had a few problems last week. Take them a little bit to... They're missing a couple of players too, so Cowboys for me. I want to give a shout out at the moment, Ray, as we just watch this. They're away again, South.
Burns stretching out down that left side. He's run away from pursuing Widdop, and it's gone down eventually to Norman.
Hold, Tom, hold.
Norman cleaning up in front of the goals. And Dufty is out there now for the Dragons. Pereira.
Probably not the right option there, Andrew, that one.
He maybe should have taken the tackle.
Early in the tackle count, yeah.
Lafine. Now, what were you saying?
Oh, well, Ty England, one of our leading Australian jockeys, a penalty goes to
there,
the Dragons.
Sam!
He went to Hong Kong for Ryde. He had a bad fall. He's currently in repat over at Ryde, and he's a massive rugby league fan. He's tuning in, he's watching right now. So all the best to you, Ty and Aaron. From all of us desperate punters.
He's a very, actually, he's a very big fan of Paul Vorton. And I know you've been on top of that.
Been to see him, yeah, he's a good lad, really good lad.
No, apparently he's a wonderful man, and Ty, we're all thinking of you in the world of sport and outside the world of sport. Jimmy Graham playing the ball. Now there's probably another forward pass. 30-metre line, Dragons on the attack, but they need to be on the attack. 28-12 down. Here's Dufty. Put down on the 20-metre line. Just have a look at the Dragons' construction of their spine for me, please, Andrew and Paul. With Dufty out there.
Ben Hunt's gone to dummy half. He's gone to hooker.
Okay, so Cameron McInnes at first receiver. Widderbeck second. Puts the kick into Graham's corner.
Make the line!
Cameron McInnes has gone to lock.
So Dufty at fullback, McInnes to lock. Ben Hunt to dummy half. And Widderbeck playing alongside Norman.
It's a lot of changes, isn't it? For one man to come on the field.
You got the mark there, James. Where you at, mate?
I'm actually really surprised Dufty's not in the side in the #1 jumper permanently. He's a really good player. Bit too hasty in the play the ball from Gagai.
More importantly, Paul, he's got that vital asset of speed.
Speed.
Clock's off, Sam. Stay down.
Played his junior football up at Penshurst, I think it was. Norman handing the ball off to
Nice tackle.
Tarek Sims. Reynolds involved with Cameron Murray in defence. Now McInnes. Ben Hunt. Well, forward as well, you would think. Nevertheless, it's Vaughan who plays it, and Ben Hunt shoulders back on the inside, got it away to Pereira. It's put down 10 metres out from the line. Played for Hunt. Here's Norman, that's played out by Murray, taken by Johnston. Kyle Turner in 17 jumper for South. Getting some attention from the trainer. Now for Lowe. Player just inside the 20-metre line. Here's Burns, who's certainly been burning grass over on that side of the ground. Cook finding Gagai, he loses the ball.
Loose carry. Lost
Loose
the tackle for
carry
Dane.
is called by the referee.
Loose carry.
Scrum to form.
Back here.
Yeah, loose carry, but is it a knock on?
Well, I don't know which direction it went. I didn't.
It's just gone backwards. So where's the knock on?
It's been knocked backwards. You're quite
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I mean, the referees, they seem to panic whenever the ball's on the ground. They just go,
Everything. Yeah.
knock on. No, knock on.
Everything's gone
Hang on
forward.
a minute. It's gone 6 yards backwards.
Knock on has got to go forward, surely.
Off, feet on the ground till it's in, Damien. Out.
Well read, Fad. Dufty. Maffei, step. Taken by Murray now. 25 metres out from South line. Tarek Sims. Held by Kyle Turner, Sam Burgess, Cameron Murray. And away from Hunt, it's gone to Norman. Away then to Widdop to Dufty. And Dufty put down just inside the 10-metre line. Widdop, Norman, across the face of Vaughan. It's gone to McInnes. It's a good tackle. Burgess wrapped him up, put him away. And a knock on. Knock on in the play the ball.
All up. Shot clock on.
South speed.
South Sydney with the loose head and feed.
All those little areas, sometimes they come just from fatigue.
10 seconds, copy.
Let's go heads down, 10 seconds.
It's a big ask for Cameron McInnes to play 60 minutes at dummy half or hooker, then go back and play lock. It's a huge workload.
And become a running forward.
Gagai. English. Cook has been very lively from the dummy half. Brad made the point, you know, the speed of Cook, it makes him just so dangerous. It's electrifying, really.
And no surprise in the metres gained there. Braden Burns and Sam Burgess once again powering through his work.
Cook out at first. Burgess at second. Then Walker around the back of Lowe. It's with Burns. And he'll play the ball 30 metres out. Over on the hillside of the ground. And Reynolds drives this ball hard. And that means a 7-tackle set coming up for the Dragons.
He was looking for the sideline there, Adam Reynolds.
Hold for the tap, South.
Kicking on the back foot. Just got it wrong.
Brad?
They'll talk about the St George middle at the moment, the spine, the fullback and all that. You've also got a young bloke named Jai Field. As the Dragons get a penalty.
Go,
Ben
10.
Hunt takes off, quick tap. Oh, didn't work there.
So it's turned around and Totola takes it back to 28 metres out from the Dragons line. Here's Cook, quickly away to Reynolds, short on to Burgess, likewise to Turner. 20-metre line just behind him. Cook, Reynolds in for Murray. Cameron Murray at the 70th minute of this game plays it back for Cook. 2 block runs and then it's come to Walker. Walker tries to splice his way through. 2 metres away from the line. 28 plays 12. Sam Burgess looks for his second. Referee calling.
Ash, that will be tackle 4.
Review.
I have momentum getting the ball to the line. I have a try. I want to make sure he doesn't lose it when he first hits the
Burgess has
ground.
got a double. That's according to Jared Sutton.
The maestro kicker, Sam Burgess. Ooh.
Well, to me, that's closer to being on the line than the previous one.
Yeah,
was.
that's a try.
Yeah, but does he lift that arm?
Momentum takes Sam Burgess to the try line. He maintains possession and grounds the ball. We have a decision.
It was better than your kick, Sam.
Well, it's 2 tries. They should let him have a kick for goal.
And that'll wrap it up. The Dragons fans are starting to leave in droves.
You are a sadist, you know, John.
Oh, yes.
They look good in the first half, the Dragons, but my word, they've fallen away the second half.
I can remember playing with Matt Parsons. I used to say to him, every year I'll give you 1 kick for touch. So we get a penalty 1 metre from the sideline. Sometimes he didn't even get it out on the full. He'd be up watching in Werris Creek.
So Burgess gets a double. He's again been a tower of strength in this game tonight.
Well, you would have seen Ron Coote, Bob McCarthy and these players, John Sattler. Where does he rate, Sam?
In the South's regime?
Yeah, in South.
Oh, he's one of the best ever. He's one of the greatest ever. Look, that club is so rich in history. They've won, 21 comps now? And they've had so many great players over a long, long time. But Sam, I'm telling you, he is the best forward I've seen in the last 10 years for consistent in both defence and attack. And look, his courage. Do you remember what he did in that grand final? I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
To break your cheekbone in the first 2 minutes and play the whole game, incredible. And look, here he is. How old is he? 30 now? 28 maybe? Maybe 30. I think he is, yeah.
Time you
and
run,
to still
Jordan.
be doing it.
He's the absolute professional out on the park. In fact, I think Bobby McCarthy, who's sometimes a practical joker, once said to Ron Coote, we're going to have to go to the bench to make way for Samuel.
That's right.
And Coote said, what's wrong with you going? He said, because I'm Bobby McCarthy. I'm not going anywhere,
Great
Ron.
Bob McCarthy, what a player he was, what a runner.
Yeah, Bobby McCarthy said, you're going to have to go to the bench to make way for Sam. Here's Dufty, a floating ball. It's come off the South's hand, gone backwards. Inglis, this is probably the last thing he needs. Now it's with Gagai.
Looking 70 yards away going, oh no.
Where's the winning post? Dufty, Gagai's got an eye problem. Ben Hunt, Corey Norman, now with Raphael. Defend out on Reynolds, he steps out of one, and Pereira will play the ball. So Norman again, very wide. Dufty, cross to Widdop, out even wider. And then Aitken. He's taken by Burns. Burns having a second dip at him. He thought Aitken was up and running again. 13 takes it to ground for the Dragons. Blake Laurie. 9 metres away from the line. It's come from Hunt to Widdop to Norman. Norman back to Dufty. Good hands from the kid. It was a tough one. 5 metres out from the line. 34-12 in favour of South Sydney. They trailed 12-6 at one stage. Lattimore and now Tarek Sims. Taken by Tom Burgess. And Damien Cook on 5. Out again to Norman. On to Widdop it goes. It will sit down and Graham is forced to make it dead. Line dropper. 74 minutes gone. In a game that I think the Dragons, the faithful of the Big Red V, they thought at half-time this one was theirs and they were looking much, much better, but all of a sudden the game was tipped upside down from their point of view, and Souths have been blinding in the second half.
Oh, penalty.
Shot
Time
clock,
off.
right?
Penalty there.
Yeah.
Is that the first one ever?
On the 10-metre line there, Ben.
Cameron.
Now, the penalty was for time expiry on the line dropout. Hunt getting it away for Norman. Norman away for Blake Lawry's close. Widdop wants it. Here's Gareth. Now Corey. Showed it to Vaughan, gave it to Sims, back to Norman, on the left right. He should score here, Tim, he does. Tim Laffey scores.
It was nice.
The benefit of that penalty for the expiry of the shot clock proves worthwhile for St George Illawarra, though their hopes are gone.
Harvey Norman replayed. Tarek Sims hits and spins, interests Greg Inglis and Laffey. He's probably been their best tonight, most dangerous player on the left. But Tarek Sims digs into Greg Inglis, gets an offload, and they just strip him of numbers in the end.
He
He's been strong, Laffey, hasn't he?
He has
Yeah, he's
played
good.
very, very strong
Good
on the
finisher.
left side.
Yeah. Not too many people would have stopped him from the 5 metres out there.
So 34 to 16. It's starting to look very much like the Charity Shield score, isn't it? 36-24 at Mudgee. 34 plays 18 here at Cogra tonight at Netstrata Jubilee. Heap of tries scored. I think I intimated earlier that we might be in for another high-scoring game when a couple of early tries were scored. I'm just looking at the board. There's been 9 tries scored here tonight.
The experiment with Gareth Widdop at fullback, Fatty, do you think next week it'll change?
Yeah, look, Matt Duffy's a fullback, and he's already shown in the 20 minutes he's been on the field, or 15 minutes, what a difference he can make to the team. Every time he gets the ball, he's a danger. So Duffy back to fullback, Gareth Widdop back to 5'8", Hunt half-back, and maybe Corey Norman off the bench. Well, coaches probably get sick of hearing us so-called experts tossing up opinions, but that's what we're here for, and Widdop back to 5'8" for me.
Well, I think Ben Hunt's in his probably best position out there, dummy half. Saw in Origin 3 last year, he killed him.
Brad?
Well, the other discussion is Gareth Widdop's going to England next year.
That's right.
What I was trying to say before, they've got a young bloke named Jai Fields. They shifted out to the left-hand side again. Jai Fields is a young kid that's come through the system, and do you bring him in? Like if you look at your season at the moment with all these players out, you know, does a big boss sit in and go, right, well, maybe Gareth can go early.
Laffey bringing Pereira into it again. He's got Laffey back into it now. He fends away from one, goes to Norman, Norman to Laurie. Laurie's pass bouncing backwards then to Host. Now with Widdop, and it's come down to Aitken. Aitken then back to the middle of the ground, not held, breaks the tackle, goes up to the 20, and Ewan Aitken to play the ball. So Hunt to Norman, stabs it in behind, and it's dived on by Gagai. He got back in the field of play.
Hold it,
So
hold.
Brad, this Jai Field, you're sort of suggesting that he's the man.
Well, he's played with him before. You talk about speed around, you know, in the halves. He's very, very fast. He's very young. He's just come out of the junior rep sides. And then we've got a bit of a high tackle here at the moment.
Well, Gareth Widdop signed a 4-year deal with the Warrington Wolves in Super League. You're saying that maybe they should think about releasing him.
Well, you've got to speak to Gareth. You know, if he's going to sign 4 years, he obviously wants to go home. At the moment, I think if I was the boss of St George, I'd want to sit down with Mary, and I've lost my first 2. I've got a few players still out. I've got the debacle with Jack DeBellin, and there's a whole lot of distractions that have gone on at the club already. And sooner or later, sit down and just wonder about the future of the club and where we're going to go. Do we keep fighting this year? Because Gareth Widdop is in the best team, without a doubt. But do you persist with it and then wait till Gareth finishes off the end of the year? or do you try to bring a young kid through? And you've signed Corey Norman for the future. Ben Hunt's here for the future. Do you look to the future? I know it's only round 2, but it's a big decision.
They were obviously looking to the future when they knew that Widdop was off at the end of this year. So the question is, what do you do with Norman? Where's he finish up? "35 metres out from the Dragons line, Murray." Yeah, where does Corey Norman finish up? If you're budgeting for the future and saying, well, Gareth's not going to be here next year. There's Walker having an air swing. Dived on by Host. And we're not far out from full time, and we're not far away from Macca's golden point with Freddie in the sheds tonight. Sam Thaiday gives an interview, or grabs an interview, with one of the big men at the Broncos, and all of our experts will have a chew over the big stories right around the rugby league world. That's the golden point for Macca's, coming up in just a little while after the football. And tomorrow night, Brisbane Cowboys. The big clashes continue. Then Parramatta and Canterbury. Hunt gets a bounce. He's being run down by Johnston. He's looking for troops, but they're not going. Yes, they do. They just arrive in time. But Jacob Host is tackled, and we're now just on the 5-second mark as the Dragons attack. Widdop puts a kick over into the corner, in behind Gagai. That'll be the last tackle of the game. Full-time, Rabbitohs 34, Dragons 18. A lot of tries scored, particularly in the second half. But the Rabbitohs have come again in the second half, winning last weekend. They win again tonight, 34-18.